Hello and welcome to today's edition of Ipswich Player. And in today's show we can catch up with new town arrival Stephen Hunt, who made a winning start to his Blues career with a 3-2 win at Blackpool at the weekend. I popped down the training ground to meet up with the Republic of Ireland international to talk about his future. But first, his reaction to that winning start in a Blues shirt.
Yeah, obviously the most important thing is that the team won, and lucky enough we did. And in thrilling game, to be honest, in terms of how it went about, it was 3 goals in the space of 20 minutes when I was on, so it was nice.
Celebrations at the end, you certainly seem to enjoy the winning goal.
Yeah, there's a bit of history there, to be honest. They basically treated me like a piece of dirt, I don't mind admitting that, and caused me a bit of grief to me and to my family, and how I looked. My CV in terms of what I was asking for was ridiculous, so celebration meant a lot. I think more importantly the lads hadn't run away from home, and to get the monkey off the back, I suppose, to a certain degree, and luckily Murph's header went in at the end. Yeah,
we were right behind your shot and it was going right in the top corner, so I don't know, you could have had the winner.
I'll be honest, I tried to flick it up and volley it, and it got away from me a little bit, so I had to hit it first time, well, hit it after my first touch, and if it was in, then I'd have to be in restraint, I think, from celebration over celebrating a goal, but nah, I would have used my brain, to be fair. I'd been booked, so happy days that we won in the end, and even though I was involved in their second goal, it was great to get the third goal.
You've been in football a long time. Are you disappointed with what obviously went on at Blackpool, and maybe what's happened in the summer with you?
Do you know what? I'll be honest, yeah, probably I blame myself for not taking early offers that I had. I had an offer from France to go abroad and play. That would have been appealing, but I wasn't too sure what kind of offers were going to be out there. I wasn't being greedy, I was just trying to get what I thought I deserved. In the end, it backfired on me a little bit. I would blame my agent too, because he should have taught me when to deal and when not to deal. Sometimes I can be too honest, but that is generally what happened. The Blackpool and the Millwall thing were totally 2 different stories, where both of them let me hang. They hung me out to dry a little bit, and even when I come here the first time to train, I knew I wasn't going to get a deal. I was just going to be training to keep fit. So when the opportunity arose and what happened in terms of what my agent offered the club here and stuff like that, then thankfully the gaffer has taken me, and looking forward to seeing what I can do. Is
that where we are now in football, that a player of your ilk that's played at the top level for many years is sort of scratching around trying to get a club in the summer?
You say scratching around, it's difficult because players don't know what the market is now in these days and stuff like that, so it's difficult to when to deal. About a couple of months ago I kind of likened it to a game of poker, when to deal and when not to deal, and what's best for you and your family, because I'm not like 22, 23, I have a family now and stuff like that, so I have to do what's best for them. But in the end I had to get back out playing, and I say put on the market again, it's not that. It's just a good football club, and I'm well happy to be here, and I want to do well for it, and hopefully I can stay longer, because even by being here just to train with the lads, I've really enjoyed it, so that's very much important to me as well, and I enjoy my work, and if you enjoy your work, then hopefully it'll come on a Saturday that you look happy and ready to go.
Yeah, we can tell from your demeanour you look happy, and you're back playing football, which is what you obviously want to love to do. I suppose the obvious question is, if you do really well over 6 weeks, is there a way we can see you in an Ipswich shirt beyond January? Well,
I hope so, but proof is in the pudding. 6 weeks time you'll come back and you might be saying, geez, thank God we got rid of him, or yeah, he's done well. And I think the most important thing is that if you look over the last 15-16 months of my career, I put my injury on hold to play in the European Championships, which I probably shouldn't have done looking back on it. That cost me last season, and in the end I think I got maybe 3 or 4 man matches in the last 6 games of the season. I finished the season well, but obviously being relegated, you kind of, it doesn't look good on the CV, so it happens. But I suppose now it's a fresh start, and I'm fit, and I've been fit since probably February time last year, so I haven't had any injuries. I've been good as gold, and hopefully it can continue.
It helps obviously that you knew Mick, you know, TC from your time at Wolves, when you're looking around for a club and you want to play football, you know all of what they're about.
Well, I know what I'm going to get. If you train well and playing well, you'll be in the team. If you don't, then you won't. Simple as that. And he'll tell you that straight. You generally know if you're playing well anyway. Like even in Monday night in the reserve game, I knew I was doing okay, and when we were 1-0 down at half time, I knew for a fact that we weren't going to get a bollock, and it was going to be like kind of keep going, same kind of thing. Even though we ended up losing the game, it's a reserve game, nobody wants to lose, but generally from a performance point of view I was quite happy.
Yeah, looking forward, I mean, you're 32, you've still got 3 or 4 years in the game. I guess you want one really good contract out of you, really.
You say a good contract, I just want to be playing, and then everything else follows that. I think
a good club then.
Yeah, I think over time, when you get experience enough, if you go chasing money in this game, then it comes back to bite you. If you just play football and play and enjoy every day and work hard, then generally that will follow. So, like for instance, players that are doing well at this football club that are young, if they start looking too far ahead, then they'll end up staying at Ipswich and rotting, if you know what I mean. But if they do well, then Ipswich can get up the league and possibly challenge to get in the Premiership. Then they can blossom and go on from there in their careers. And who's on to say that we can't? We're 4 points off the playoffs, and I know for a fact in this league that if you can go on a run at the right time, then it can stand you in good stead.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's needed? You've had success in this league. I mean, it's a real battle every game.
Yeah, it's a battle. Different teams, like say Blackpool for instance, are hard to beat and hard to break down. They defend deep, and in the end we scored 3 goals away from home and just about got the win.
You've joined the club. You see good banter around the place, good crack. Yeah. Everyone seems to be pulling in the right direction.
Yeah, it's more important, I think.
Can you sense that as a player coming into it, though?
Yeah, I've always said if everyone's pulling in the one direction, then you have got a good chance of being successful. Even more higher up, I think, is more important. But in this division, everyone's as much to a certain degree, and if you go on a run at the right time, then you can do well.
That's it from Ipswich Player today. No game over the weekend, so have a good weekend, and we'll be back on the screens on Monday. See you then.